Good morning, sir.
One sec. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me about yourself, Sonu.
Sir, my name is Sonu Kumari. I was born in Jhunjhunu district of Rajasthan, and I did some part of my schooling there only. My father is an army, so he got transferred very frequently. So after class 8, I decided to stay in Delhi with my mother and my brother and continue my studies here itself. I did my BA History Honors from Lady Shriram College for Women, Delhi University. And then I worked as a sub-editor with InShot's application for about 1 year. After that, I decided to give a try at staff service commission because my age was not yet. I was not qualified. I was not education. I was not qualified to appear for UPSC because my age was not 21 till then. But then as I turned 21, I started preparing for UPSC, and this is my second means, second interview. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Second attempt and first interview.
Okay. Okay. So what did you study at Lady Shriram College?
Sir, history honors. I did a Bachelor of Arts in history.
So when can you tell me about when Lady Shriram College was started?
Sir, it was started in 1956 by Sir Sriram for women empowerment in education sphere mostly. He was an educationist and industrialist as well. So it was started as a school basically in Daryaganj, but then later on it expanded on to become a college.
Okay. And can you tell me something more about it? Some famous alumni from LSR.
Sir, there are some that I can recall right now. One is Mrs. Meera Rajput. She was a wife of Shahid Kapoor. Then Shah Rukh Khan's wife, also Gauri Khan also. Then BJP leader Maneka Gandhi. Then Aung San Suu Kyi. These are the names that are coming to my mind right now, sir.
So can you tell me about the Myanmar problem?
Sir, one is Rohingya issue. Then other is the military overthrow, the junta overthrow of the democracy there.
Yeah, I want to know about the second one.
The second one, sir, largely the military controls the government there. And even though Aung San Suu Kyi has been a social activist for long, but then after a party came to power, she defected and she tried to usurp power. So it won her a lot of backlash, and the political situation in Myanmar is not as stable as it was supposed to be after so many years of fighting for democracy there.
Okay. Can you tell me about the significance of G20 next year?
Sir, India will be the president, so we will have a lot of leadership role in the global sphere in determining what kind of global narrative we want to be there, what kind of issues that are there that developing countries like India and her neighbors want to pursue. So therefore, it will put us on the global leadership framework and bring it a better leadership role in the world.
Okay. So what are the major issues that we can focus on in the G20 summit from India's side?
So first one that comes immediately to mind is climate change and sustainable development, how India's model of sustainable earth can be replicated in other countries. Then vegetarianism is also something that can be put forward as an alternative means of living, not something uh, that needs to be strictly implemented, but something that is there just for the sake of an alternative available option. Other than that, the idea of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam that we have been pursuing for so long since ancient times, it can also be put forward on the table for the world to see and learn from, and not really go back to the isolationist approach that was seen in the world during COVID times. These are the things that I think we can bring out to the world. So.
Okay. So just a second. Just be on the line for a minute.
Yes.
So you watch stand-up comedies also.
Yes.
Can you tell me about good stand-up comedians in India?
Yes, sir. So there is Kenny Sebastian, Zakir Khan, then Abhishek Upmanyu there is there, Sir Gaurav Arora, Gaurav Kapoor, Anshu Moore, and then among female comedians there is Uruj Ashfaq, Sumukhi Suresh, and many others, sir.
So you do stand-up comedy?
No, sir. At best, I can appreciate their humor and witty remarks.
Okay. What is bookbinding?
So bookbinding is actually a relatively new hobby that I've started pursuing. What we do in this is that we create notebooks from scratch, as in taking empty pages and then binding them using various techniques like either stitching, uh, making covers of those book, personalized covers, and as such. So I took it up because I was not able to find diaries in market that were really affordable, and the ones that were really uh, personalized to me. Therefore, I decided to go into it. However, it is a new hobby, and I am trying to pursue it on a more broader level in near future.
But how can you pursue it more? I mean, what is there in that to pursue it more?
So as of now, I have only created notebooks using stitching, but there are various methods of stitching. For example, there is Japanese stitching, in which the threads are visible on the cover itself. So some might find it as something that is not very neat. However, Japanese have a different idea about it. Therefore, such methods of doing this thing differently can be explored. Also, one can go for hardcover as well. I have so far only dealt with soft covers, as in the covers that are not really hard, and all of that, sir. Also, uh, there is coiling and spiral binding as well. So I have not really done them on a large scale, sir.
But can you market all this? Can you market whatever books that you create? Can you sell it outside?
They can be marketed, sir. Yes, there are Instagram pages, but then again, they are like quite expensive. So also handmade paper can also be used as one of the uh, raw materials in these. Different designs can be used as well. So that is my interest, sir.
So why have you opted for civil service after LSR?
Sir, civil services I have opted because I felt that I have had a childhood experience that strongly guided me towards it. uh, I saw domestic violence in my family, and there were times when I contacted authorities, my families did, but then the responses were such that I believe it was within the powers, but then the attitude was not something that was desirable. So my only wish was that if there was someone who was responsible, who was really uh, you know empathizing with the pains of others, then probably lives of many people would have been different. So I just wanted to be there to be proactive in taking those decisions, knowing that there are generations that could suffer because of my one inaction. So it was very personalized, very personal life experiences that pushed
Okay.
me towards it.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you had also told that you had worked in shorts. So what was your exact role in shorts?
So I worked as a sub editor. The role was that I would curate news within 60 words. So the basic idea was that many people in urban areas or in rural areas, they do not have sufficient time to read newspapers, but then they belong to the sections who really want to be aware of what is happening. So the goal was, for example, office goers and college students. So the goal was to limit the news, the important aspects of news that most people should be aware of. So that was the role. So just curating those shots.
Okay, okay, okay. So what is your optional subject?
Sir, I chose Hindi literature as my optional.
Hindi literature.
Yes.
So can you tell me about some major your favorite Hindi writer?
So favorite one would have to be Premchand. Then there's Mahadevi Verma as well. Uh, then Manu Bhandari as well.
Why do you like Manu Bandari?
So I read her novel called Mahabhoj. It was there in our syllabus. So she talks about how administrative and political interferences, how they, as in, it could have been an exaggerated description of what things, how things really happen, but then it really brings out how people could really be double faced, as in brings out psychological manipulations that go on about in political classes, etc., and how common people have to suffer because of it. And she doesn't portray it as in plain words. It is very um, round, as in one has to go through the entire novel in order to understand what her intention behind what her message is.
Mhm. Okay. So what is your home district of Junjunu famous for?
Sir, um, Junjunu is largely famous for sending a lot of soldiers in army. Uh, then it is largely a part of the soldier farmer belt of North India. Also, there is Khetri mines. Copper, a large portion of copper is mined in Khetri, that is my tehsil. So also Aravalis are also there.
Why is it that so many people are joining the army from Junjunu?
So one is the historical reasons of because of its proximity to Delhi. So there have been large numbers of kingdoms, and therefore it has been a cultural uh, aspect of people joining army. There, secondly, farming is not a very productive, not a very lucrative work right now. So soldiers so army is seen as an alternative way for people to earn their living without really worrying about uh, where their food is going to come from. Also, it has a certain kind of social status in the society. It has gained the social standard, social status. So therefore, sir, I believe this is why.
Okay, okay. But you can also join the government service instead of army. That also has safe employment opportunities. So why specifically army? Why not government service?
So because physical strength is emphasized more in our culture because we are farmers as well. So that aspect is there. Also, uh, education is there, but then it is not very vocationally strengthened, as in there are degrees, people do get degrees, but they are unable to clear many government examinations because the quality is not really up to the mark as it is for people who are there in metros and who are there in other towns. Therefore, so they rely largely on jobs that demand their physical vigor. And in army, they join after class 10th, so they join as soldiers.
So tell me about your experience in LSR. Did you have a good time?
So I it was amazing for me. There was great faculty, the students were competent, and there was a great deal of learning. Uh, the environment was also such that it was very, you know, encouraging toward encouraging the students to think, to critically evaluate what is happening around them and not just take things as they are. So it made me realize how the differences in pedagogy in school and college, and there was a large difference.
So do you think that our Indian educational institutions are good compared to foreign educational institutions?
Sir, I think good would be a subjective term, but as far as employment opportunities are concerned, I think we are not there yet. The skills that we impart in education, they do not match the skills that are probably required uh, for uh, um, for jobs, for vocations. There is this uh, sir, rote learning that is largely prevalent. Parents are happy with with their kids getting better marks rather than having soft skills, for example, communication skills, etc. So that is where we feel we are lacking, and also entrepreneurship qualities are not much encouraged in our society as of now. However, things are changing. So
Okay. Okay, Sonu, good interview. We'll conclude the interview. Thank you. I'll also give my review now.
thank you, sir.
So Sonu, your interview was very good. It was very smooth, and you have very good communication and articulation skills. So you're able to, but I in one or two answers, I found the answer to be a little. You are digressing from what I exactly asked. So, like for example, I think in the not in everything, just one or two answers. Like for example, I asked who are the famous alumni from Lady Sri Ram. So rather than saying people like wife of Shahid Kapoor and all that, you can tell people who have actually done a lot in their career and have actually done some good work to society, or some people who have contributed to society, rather than just telling some celebrity names. So like you told, secondly you told wife of SRK. So I mean they are famous, but then they have not done independently anything. Okay, so that is a difference. I hope you understand. So they are just the wife of someone. They have not independently. They have not achieved anything. They are famous, but they have not achieved. So generally, you ask the names of alumni to understand whom you value. That is, what kind of personality you value in life. So Menaka Gandhi and all was a good thing, good answer. Aung San Suu Kyi also is a right choice to say. And what I'm trying to say is that those names you could have mentioned first, rather than these two names first. Other names
Sure,
and
sir.
come at the last.
Sure,
Okay.
sir.
Even if you have to say that, I mean, I think that you don't need to say that for famous alumni. I mean, for notable alumni from your college. In case for interview they ask, don't say that. For within friends and all, if you when you're talking, when you're you can say that. Don't say that for the interview. Okay. I hope you get the difference. Why I'm
Sure,
saying
sir.
that.
Sure,
These are
sir.
people who have done something in their life. They have achieved something in their career. They are notable. They are notable alumni. Others are celebrities. They are famous. That's it. Okay. And so secondly, I don't have much negative things to say, actually. I think I questioned you on a lot of different topics, different subjects, and I think you did well. So when is your interview? Did you get your dates?
No, sir, not yet. The interview dates have not been declared yet. Also, sir, this was my first interview ever, like in mock or anyhow. So, what are the areas that I can improve, as in key? What are the sources that I can refer to in order to better myself? Also, I felt a little bit nervous. I was sweating. I was not really sure. Like, if there is some resistance to some thought, should I drop that thought midway, or should I still fight to complete that thought chain and present it to the listener? So, how should I go about it?
See, if there is a resistance to a thought, I mean, what do you mean?
As in, I'm speaking while I'm thinking. So, I have been an editor and not really a speaker. So, during writing, it doesn't become a
I don't see
problem.
much of a difference. So you just have to get some experience. That's it. So,
That's
yeah. I didn't see a lot of nervousness. But of course, you will feel nervous. You're young and you will attend the interview for the first time. You will feel nervous only. I suggest that you practice some relaxation techniques, some meditation, or something like that to reduce the stress, and then you go. I think your communication skills are very good, so no problem. You can, of course, improve it. That will come in the future. But then, as of now, you just give me 2 minutes. Yeah. So as of now, you can just do as you are. There is no problem with your communication skills as such. You are quite articulate. I think probably your LSR tenure has experience has helped you. That's what I feel, and that is not a problem. But of course, there is a lot of space to go. I mean, you can improve, but it's not a big. It's not very. It's not bad at all. So that's not a problem. As you say, you may be better in writing than speaking. Even I was like that when I went to the interview, but that's okay. It doesn't show that much in you.
so. The question might sound stupid, but if this is the interview that I present to the interview board, suppose it is, then what is the range of marks that I'm lying in right now? Like a rough idea would help me put myself in that space.
I suggest that you don't ask that question to any mock interview board, because see, it's very subjective. Okay,
Yeah.
I can give you some marks. I will actually give you good marks only. Okay, but that should not make you overconfident.
Hmm.
Okay, and you may go to some 2 or 3 other mock interviews also. I'll tell you generally what happens. You'll attend some 2 or 3 other mock interviews. Some people will grade you well. Some people, maybe that interview that day they're asking some questions that you don't know, or their perception is like that, and it has not gone well. They may give you some lesser marks. So that will not, that would decrease your confidence, and especially because you're going for the first time. Okay, some experienced people, some older people, they can also deal with this up and down. But younger people, even I was very young when I went to the interview, don't that will create a mental block on you. But I will give you very good marks. Okay, don't worry. So you would have got very good marks if you had kept up the same performance in the interview. See, because you didn't commit any mistakes, that's important. Now what I'm saying is, the interview is something very normal. Just don't commit any major mistakes. Like as long as you just do the normal thing, you don't have to outshine too much. You don't have to talk greatly, like you're very articulate or you're very intelligent. You don't have to show anything like that. You just have to be a normal candidate, show that you're able to talk well. That's it. That's all is required for the interview. Yeah, as long as you don't commit any major mistakes, as long as you don't lie for any answer that you don't know, just tell that sorry, I'm not able to, I don't know the answer. As long as you do that, you'll do very well. I don't worry. I'll give you very good marks if it was the actual interview board. But this is very subjective. Like for example, I tell you 180, or if you actually end up, you may actually end up getting 200, 220 in the interview. But I tell you how 220, but you get very overconfident and you don't you don't perform in the same wavelength. Then you will
Yes.
you'll get lesser in the actual interview.
Yes, sir.
I have just told you the review and I will limit myself to that. That's better.
Yes, sir.
You're
Yes,
done
yes.
well. You're done normally. You're done good.
Mhm.
Just maintain it and don't attend too many mock interviews.
Uh,
You may get little confidence may decrease in the if you attend, if there is a negative review. Confidence may increase if there's a lot of positive reviews, and you get more confident, you don't actually get perform that well in the actual interview. So just limit the number of interviews, and don't take negative reviews to heart. Just be confident. Just do as you've done today. That's it. Okay.
Also, sir, in my answer to why I chose civil services, I narrated my personal experiences. Do they shine badly about me? As in, I do not have. I mean, it was a very honest answer. But does it show I'm not professional? As in,
No, it is okay as it is a honest answer. Even I felt that, I was initially thinking whether this is the right answer to say when you started saying, but then it came across as a very honest answer. So I didn't say anything. So that is why I didn't include anything negative in my review. I think it came as a honest answer. Maybe you can trim it a little more.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Ma'am, can I leave?
Yes, ma'am, you can leave.
Also, ma'am, will I get the video recording of this?
Yes,
call?
surely you'll get.
When will I get it?
Tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.